Hi folks, how much?
Jumbo friends, my name is Bree. I'll be your safari guide into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Just a few safety reminders for everyone to please remain fully seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. I do also recommend holding on to all of your belongings. It is bumpy out there, so if something unfortunately falls out of the truck, we will not be able to stop for it. So feel free to let me know. I'll go ahead and haul it in and we'll try to get it back to you as soon as possible. Now, we are making our way into the little eatery forest, so just keep your eyes peeled for the animals out here. They do like to hide sometimes, and sometimes they like to be out in the open. So over on the right, there is that okapi back there. Okapis will have stripes on their legs, however, they are not related to the zebra. They are going to be the only known living relative to the giraffe. Both giraffes and okapis will have very similar skull-like structures, as well as prehensile tongues. Over on the left-hand side, there is two saddle-billed storks. Saddle-billed storks get their name from a yellow saddle-like feature that sits on the tops of their bills. Now, they do stand about 5 feet tall, so they're pretty tall birds, and they also have a 9-foot wingspan. If you are looking for a visual of that 9-foot wingspan, I do recommend looking at the canopy right up above you. Measuring from left to right, it is about 9 feet. In a little bit, we are going to be making our way out of the little eatery forest, and then we will be starting to make our way over into the Safi River. It does look like before then we are going to be able to see two different antelopes. They're going to be over to the left. They're kind of in the shade. There is a tan antelope that's a greater kudu, and the copper-colored one is a bongo. Bongos are going to be known as the ghost of the forest because of how rarely they are seen. They do like to hide in bushes and also try to blend in behind the trees. Now for greater kudus, the females do not carry any type of horn. Only males carry horns, and they can grow to be about 6 feet long. Now we are officially making our way down into the Safi River. We're going to be looking over to the right-hand side in just a second, and we're going to look for the pink-backed pelicans. Now, pink-backed pelicans get their name from a pink-black coloration that only appears during mating season. Both the male and the females will take responsibility for the nest, and if there are any eggs, they will be incubated for about 30 days. Over on the left-hand side, there was a Nile hippo. It does look like there is one making its way on over here. They do spend most of their time in and under the water, and they can hold their breaths for about 7 minutes. Those are not able to float, so they will just sink to the bottom. However, they will walk or glide on the ground. And I do just need to make sure everyone is fully seated. This does include all of our small friends in laps as well. Thank you. Over on the left-hand side still, we're going to be looking for the Nile crocodiles as we cross the bridge. Nile crocodiles are the largest of the crocodile species. They will grow to be about 16 to 17 feet long, and they will also average about 500 pounds. Sometimes you'll see them with their mouths open. When their mouths are open, that is just them trying to cool themselves off from the inside since they're not able to sweat. And over on the right-hand side is a baobab tree. Baobab trees will remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year, and they do this by storing all of their water in their trunks. Because of its current appearance, it is going to be known as the upside-down tree. However, it is also known to be the tree of life. Now, it has gained that nickname because during those bad drought seasons when animals are not able to find a water source, since the baobab tree has water stored in its trunk, animals will take pieces of the bark and they will chew the water out of it. Now that we are officially in the savannah, it does look like there are a bunch of Maasai giraffes spread around. But as you can see, they are very tall animals. Even when they are just born, they can actually still be pretty tall. They can be up to about 6 feet tall. When they are born, they are going to be born with those fuzzy horns at the tops of their heads, which are actually called ossicones. And the hair that is at the bottom of their tails, it can grow to be about 3 feet long. Now there is a baby giraffe out towards that right-hand side. He's a little bit further down. He was born in about mid-February, so he is only a few months old. Over on the left-hand side in the den, there are the African painted dogs. The reason they are called the painted dogs is because it looks like their coats have been painted on. They are very social animals and will use that to their advantage when it comes to hunting, meaning that they will And we are going to be coming back around to see the other giraffes a little bit closer. If you look out towards the left-hand side, it does look like there are a bunch of wildebeest making their way towards this way. Wildebeest are known to be migrating animals, and they will migrate in groups of around 1.5 million. They will also travel about 500 to 1,000 miles when they do go out migrating. Now, also out on that field, I do see a springbok. Springbok get their name because they're able to spring 6 feet up into the air and spring 13 feet traveling forward. Even though they can spring really high and really far, they are known to be the smallest antelope species, standing at 3 feet tall.
Ça c'est plus haut, mais c'est haut quand on est taillé. C'est sûr, ces animaux-là, ils marchent beaucoup, beaucoup. Ça veut dire que c'est le vrai. C'est à
Coming up, we are going to be seeing some Hartman's Mountain zebras. Now, Hartman's Mountain zebras do not whinny or neigh, but instead they do make various chuffs and snorts. They will match it with different body languages, and that is how they communicate with one another.
Mommy, the giraffe is living with this grandma. Mommy, the giraffe walking with this
Oh my god, look at this side.
Alrighty, we are going to start making our way over into elephant country. We're going to try and catch up to the truck in front of us. We are going to still be on the lookout for African elephants though. Over on the right, this looks like he is going to be out there. Now, African elephants do have very sensitive skin. They will usually throw sand, mud, and dirt on their backs to use it as a natural sunblock. You might also see them flapping their ears. When they do that, that is going to be them trying to cool themselves off. Currently, we are coming up to the red clay pits, but we are just going to be passing right through. Over on the right-hand side, there are some test marks in the clay, and that's because the elephants actually will use it as a nutrient source. They will use their tusks to dig it into the clay to loosen it up a little bit, and then they will go ahead and snack on it throughout the day or whenever they feel like it. Now the elephants are over there towards the left, but we're also coming up to the greater flamingos. Now the reason they're called greater flamingos is because of species. However, they are also going to be the lightest pink in color. Their color will come from their diet, which is mostly brine, shrimp, algae, and krill. We're now in the outskirts of the savannah, which it looks like we are going to be seeing the white rhinos first. White rhinos are going to be about 1,000 to 2,000 pounds larger than a black rhino. The easiest way to tell the two apart is going to be by the shapes of their mouths. So if you look at their mouth shape, it's wider. Black rhinos will have more of a pointed mouth shape. It does look like there's another one making its way over here. Potentially, maybe, possibly, no, thinking about it. And then over to the right there is also a water buck down there. Now water bucks will get their names because they do drink enormously large amounts of water and they love spending their time near aquatic environments. Now over on the left hand side there are some cheetahs. They are towards that far left tree. Cheetahs can run up to about 60 miles per hour on average. They are sprinters though, they're not marathoners, so they can't run for long periods of time. And then if you want, there's a few more white rhinos over there on the right up there.
Oh boy, ben oui, ok. My God, hein, je vois un peu. Je pense que je suis le dernier que j'ai vu.
Now we are coming up to this rock-like structure, which is called a kopie. It's out there. It does look like they are watching something. So I'm going to go and bring it so that we can see their faces. The lions can sleep anywhere between 16 to 20 hours of their day. That to help protect their pride and pride lands.
What they're looking at? They're looking at us. They're looking at people.
Over to the left, you might be able to see them. They're all the way in that back corner. There are the warthogs. So just keep looking towards the very, very far back left. Now they are going to be the largest burrowing animals, so they do like to use burrows. They do also like to reuse old ones that they might come across, or sometimes they might just lay wherever they feel like it, which is what they are doing right now, I think. Over on the right hand side, we weren't able to see the ostrich, but there are a nest of ostrich eggs over there. We are just going to be slowly passing right by. But one ostrich egg is the same as about 2 dozen chicken eggs. Or if you wanted to weigh one of them, it can average about 3 pounds. Now we are here in Magadi Glen. This is where the warden's post is, and this is also where the Nigerian dwarf goats will hang out. Nigerian dwarf goats are very playful animals when they are young. As they grow up, they will use that playfulness as a way to reach maturity. Now when they have reached those matured age, so they will then use that playfulness as a way to assert their dominance over the group. If you're wondering what it looks like for them to play, it's going to be them headbutting one another. And if you're wondering how their hierarchy system works, the way it works is the more playful the goat is, the more dominance they have. Now with all of that being said, our safari is slowly coming to an end. Now if you're not ready for your safari to end, definitely come back for another one, because no two will ever be the same. You never know what you're going to see, learn, or experience. Now if you're not quite ready to come back, I completely understand. I do recommend heading on over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Over at Rafiki's Planet Watch, you will be able to pet the Nigerian dwarf goats, There is an animation academy, so if you want to draw a Disney character, definitely head there as well. Or if you're just curious to see what's in that area, there is an AC building. You can kind of just hang out in it. And it's also a place to skip the crowd if you don't want to be by everybody else. We are getting closer to the docks, so go ahead and gather all of your belongings. Make sure you don't leave anything behind. If you do happen to leave something though, definitely come back. We might still have it. If not, you'll be able to find it at the end of the night at guest relations. And I do want to say Asante Sana, which is Swahili for thank you. So Asante Sana everyone for joining me. I do also want to say Kwaherini, which means to go well, because saying goodbye is far too final and far too sad. If there are any wilderness explorers on board, you are currently on the symbol.